Hi and welcome to day 5. So let's just go ahead and get started with the warm-up. We're going to just step our toes out to the side, slightly on an angle, coming down with our knees and butt, sitting into that squat motion, and we're going to roll our head down, lift the butt back up, rolling the spine up slowly, squat back into it. Place the hands on the floor, raise the butt back up and roll the spine up slowly, head coming up last. Again, just warming up the thighs, come down with your hands, come into like a forward fold, roll up the spine, head coming up last. You got to excuse any noises in the background today. I got my little one behind camera. As you can hear, squat on into it, raise the left hand over, come back up to center, squat back into it, right arm comes over to the side, squat back up, lower down, left arm overhead, stretching over to the right, rise on up with your knees, lower back down, right arm overhead, stretching to the left, come back up. Wonderful. We're going to come to the edge of our mat. We're going to come into a forward fold, slowly lowering myself down. I'm going to just pedal out here, our hamstrings, just relaxing the neck muscles as we do, so gently yeses and no's. So you're just lifting up those heels, just pedaling out ever so softly. Breathe on through it. This is hamstring love. From here we're going to walk out our hands into a plank. Stretching out the heels. Holding that core tight. Pushing away with our hands. Keeping our shoulders strong. It's being extra noisy today. We're going to lower our knees to the floor. Bring your hands, if they're not stuck under your shoulders, draw the navel in. We're going into cat-cow. Hunch over into cat. Inhale, come to cow. In your own term and breath. Just repeat cat-cow. Using your breath as motion. Elongating the spine as it goes into cat and cow. Widening the shoulders, giving them a stretch. It's super noisy today, sorry guys. Rotate your rib cage from left to right, giving circular motions with your rib cage, and just alternate to the other side, warming up the spine joints. Wonderful. We're just going to bring our wrists to the opposite side if you can. Just give them a loosen up by just rocking back and forth on them. Placing back of hands, palms of hands, just circular motions. Maybe bring them facing towards your knees if you possibly can and just stretching them out. Beautiful. And just come back to your heels in hero's pose. We're just going to rotate our wrists. It is a bit cold, so just warming them up. Refrain from having any injuries. Wonderful. Place them back down. Bring yourself into down dog. Pedal out those feet and knees and hips. I do apologise for the noise in the background. I don't know what he's done, but he's got my partner giggling. Come over with your weight. We're going to do some spinal waves. So bring your knees, lower them down, rotate that butt back, and head should be coming last. Shift your weight on over, lower the knees, bring your weight back, but you're kind of rolling your spine as you do so. Roll it back forward, lower the knees, bring the hips up, roll the spine. Come back over to plank. You're going to bring your right foot forward and you're going to lower the left knee. From here, raise your hands up into a stretched lunge for the hip flexors. Hold that core, keeping the weight here in your thigh, your front thigh. Sitting on into it. See if you can just melt into it. Keep those hands high. Bring the hands down behind your hips if you can. Flex the toes in front of you. You're going to try and sit down forward. Bending forward. Stretching out your hamstrings even further. Keeping those toes flexed. Now you may be like up here with your butt, or you may be lower, or maybe you can sit down off your toes and flatten completely. Wherever you are, just be patient with your body. Bring yourself forward into that lunge again. Stretching out that hip flexors. And bring yourself back into a forward fold. Come forward with your weight, arms overhead, stretching out your hip flexors. Bring your hands down. You're going to come into a lizard. So wiggle the toes out further if you need to, but you're going to try and lower the elbows to the ground. And just try and get your body past your knee if you possibly can. It's okay to be on your hands here, or if you need some more support, use a block to give yourself more distance between the floor and floor space. But wherever you can lower to, just naturally stop. Don't exceed over what you can do. Hold it here. Use your breath. Breathe into that space. Here's a nice hip opener. Bring your body weight up. And we're going to shift that into tabletop. From here, we're just going to rotate the spine. Just loosen those hip joints even further. Rotate the hips rather, not the spine. And just rotate the other way, the opposite way. There's so many noises, I do apologize. Wonderful. Okay, so if we can get past this video with all these noises, bravo. Alright, so we're going to bring our left leg forward. We're going to come into a lunge. Bring your hands overhead. Giving that natural stretch in the hip flexors. Sit on into it, holding that weight in your front thigh. Bring yourself back, lower the hands down, lower the butt down towards the back heel. Come into a forward bend. Flex those toes up to the ceiling. Bring your weight back to the lunge. Sit on into it, melt your hips down towards gravity. Hold that stance, come back with your butt and hands and sit on towards your heels. From here, come back to lunge. We're going to lower it back into lizard. So place the hands on the floor if you need to. Wiggle the toes further ahead also. Just make yourself more repositioned. Lower the elbows if you can. or naturally stop where your body will come to a halt. Nicely breathe in your own times and in your own body timings. Come back up into tabletop and sit back on your heels into hero's pose. Take a moment here to relax if you can with all that noise. And come back to standing. We're going to separate our feet and come lengthways on the mat. Toes are going to be pointed forward, and we're going to lower our bodies down towards the ground from our hips, using gravity. Again, slowly. And wherever your body naturally comes to a halt with your hamstrings, use blocks if you need to. If this is where you stop, or perhaps you need the two, you just use them for support to just keep that balance, not your body weight. So you can just use the different modes, different settings to allow you to stop where you naturally are able to. I'm going to go ahead and go further. And just again, try and relax your neck muscles by saying yes and a gentle no. And we're just going to switch from side to side here, loosening up further and further. Fabulous. From here, we're going to bring our feet in ever so slightly. We're going to lower our butts down towards the floor. We're going to readjust if we need to. And we're going to come into a seated right leg. Elbows within the knees. In a prayer. And just take a breather. A nice hip opener. Close your eyes, go within. We're going to lower the left hand, raise the right. We do a natural spinal twist. Gaze to your hand. Come back to center. Pray happens. He's laughing at me now. Right hand to the floor, left hand over behind into a spine twist. Wonderful. And come back to center. Hold it here if you can. Lower the hands. Bring yourself up. Forward fold. Bring yourself back down again. Prayer hands. Gonna drop your right knee down and bring it back up. Drop the left knee down and bring it back up. A little bit of mobility for the hips. Take your time with this. You might stumble, you might fall, you might need to rebalance, but just use your breath. Take your time, left from right. Fabulous. Come back up, plant the hands, separate your legs. From here, we're going to your left side, so bend the left knee. Sit down into it, point your right toes up towards the ceiling. Feel that stretch within the inside of your right leg. If you can, just push up from here, but use the floor if you need to. Bring your right toes back to forward. Slide over to the right side, lifting those left toes now to the ceiling, feeling that stretch within the inside of your leg. Again, push yourself back up if you need to. Once more, over to the left, point the toes up from your right foot. feel that stretch. You might be on your tippy toes with your left leg. It's totally normal wherever you want to go. It's wherever your body, so I naturally come straighter up. If you bring your heel down, you're naturally coming forward. Lift yourself back up, go over to your right. You may be on your tippy toes, you may be wanting the heel flatter, whatever you prefer. Make sure those toes are flexed on your left hand side. And bring yourself back. Widen the legs, forward fold again. Notice now if you've gone a bit deeper. If you want and you've got the ability to, maybe just walk your hands underneath your hips and walk them backwards and see how far you can go. Slowly bring yourself back on up. Head coming up last. And we're going to come into goddess pose. So point your toes ever so slightly out. Bend the knees, come down into a seated position. Pray with your hands. Hold it here. Come up with your hands to head, elbows extended out. And we're just going to go left, center, over to your right, and center. Alternative, side to side. Nicely does it, slowly does it, using your breath as you do. Feeling that warmth within your thighs. Inhale and exhale from side to side. Raise on up. Inhale. Exhale, lower back in. Fabulous. Hold it here. Give it a little pulse. Raise on up. Inhale. Bring yourself back down. From here, we're going to do some sun salutations. Just walk all that off. So bring yourself down into forward fold. Walk on out into plank. Reposition your feet if you need to. Lower your torso. Come back up with your torso. Keeping your elbows soft. Shoulders down. Tuck your toes. Come back up into down dog. Heels to ground if they can. Keeping your shoulders strong by pushing away with your hands. From here, you either walk your feet towards your hands or you can hop forward fold and slowly raise on up. Raise your hands. Inhale. Exhale, lower down into a forward fold. Plant the hands, walk the feet on out. Hold the plank, reposition your feet if you need to. Drop the knees if you want to. Lower your torso down. Raise on up with your spider planted hands. Keeping the shoulders down, keeping your elbows soft. Tuck your toes, bring yourself back into downward dog. Again, pushing away with the earth. Navel to spine. And if you can, heels to floor if you can. If it's too much for the hamstrings, just soften the knees ever so slightly. Again, walk to your hands, otherwise bunny hop up. Forward fold. Raise on slowly up, head last. One more time. Inhale, up with your hands. Exhale, down. Walk your legs back into high plank. Lower the torso. Raise the torso. Inhale, relax. Inhale, back into down dog. Stay here for a moment. Again, walk the feet to the hands, otherwise bunny hop up, forward fold. And again, slowly raising up, vertebrae by vertebrae. Head coming in at last. Exhale. From here, let's lower to a seated position. We're just going to cross our left leg under our right. So hip meeting to the right side of the hip. Our right leg is going over our left knee. And we're coming into a spine twist. So you can either hug or straighten out the arm, but the left hand is sitting just behind your hips and you're just gazing over your shoulder. Draining out again, wringing out the day to day, whatever's happened, just wring that out. Breathe through it. Come back to center. Uncross both legs. Bring the right one under your left hip. Bring your left foot over to your right knee. And again, straighten the arm or hug the thigh, whichever you prefer. The left hand comes behind you and your gaze is over your shoulder. And wringing out any negativity. Perhaps the day hasn't gone as well. Let this just be an aid to rinse it out. And come back to center. Plant your feet to the ground and you're just going to slowly lower your body from your spine, just vertebrae by vertebrae, slowly lower, core engaged. Breathe through it. Take control. Head coming down last. And we're just going to lay here. Take a nice deep inhale. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. And release out all the negativity with a big sigh. And again, if you can take a nice deep inhale through the nose if you can. And release the breath. We're just going to tuck the knees. Give yourself a gentle hug. You're just going to roll side to side, gentle massage as well as you do so. Maybe you want to go lengthways so you can rock forwards and back by rocking your feet forwards and back. It's quite fun actually. My son's looking at me. What are you doing? Oh, it's a nice massage. And just settle. Take the hands out just side to side and you're just going to raise your knees again and you're just going to lower to your right. From here, if you can, just gaze to your left. Otherwise, just naturally look at the ceiling or wherever your neck allows you to fall. Just a nice gentle spine twist. If you feel that your knees can't meet the floor, you can use blocks or a pillow and you can just place them up higher to where your spine wants to stop without really injuring yourself or straining. Bring yourself to center. One last one now. We're going to just come over to our left. And again, wherever your head will want to go with the rollover, you can look up to the ceiling or you can look to your right. And again, use the pillow or the blocks if you need to just bring the knees up higher off the floor so that your spine isn't twisting too much. Bring yourself back to center. Another hug to yourself because you deserve it. Give yourself another hug. We all need hugs. Perhaps you've had a bad day and you just, just give yourself a hug. Feel the warmth it gives you. And lower it down. Nice inhale, one last time. And with the breath as you release, out comes all the negativity, and you're just going to melt on into it further. Wonderful. Come on now. So, apologies for the baby. It's the weekend after all. And oh, he's coming over. You coming in the camera, are you? But we will see you here for day 6, and I will. Got it all going on, yeah. Yes, so we'll see you here for day 6, and you're gonna say goodbye to everyone. You're gonna say bye bye. Say bye bye. Yeah, say bye bye, everyone. The state of him. But I hope you're enjoying again, and I really, really would love to know how you're getting on. Have you noticed the flexibility? Are you feeling more relaxed? Are you feeling less stressed? I would love to know. So just Instagram me, Facebook me, just get in touch with me, leave a comment down below, give me a like, subscribe so you see other videos other than the yoga challenges in the future as well. But yeah, thanks for being here again. Wonderful. Cheers, guys.